Okay.
Oh, we're live.
We are live. How exciting!
Official.
We are. Good. Let's see. I'm checking on my phone to see if we're live on my phone. Oh, geez.
Sorry, guys. I'm still getting ready.
Hey, this is our first one. We're excited about it. Yep.
For once.
In my group. Oh, I look serious. I don't look like I'm not smiling. I'm like this.
For once in my life, I'm not on time, and Beth is.
You're always weird. It's not usually how it is. That's not usually how it goes. Usually it's Abby's like, okay, I'm going to tell you 1:30, but I'm really not going to, we don't really need to leave till 1:45. And I appreciate it. Abby Jones. So hello. I know this is like a really quick one. We just threw it out there yesterday. Did you put it out on your page yesterday?
I did. I posted some pictures of us and said, let's have coffee together. I'm drinking iced coffee. What kind of coffee are you drinking?
I'm drinking water because I'm trying to get off of coffee and sugar this month. Okay.
Great. Good for you.
Well, I'm a little late. I was supposed to do it in December. Not a good month to try to do that, I don't think.
No, December is not the month to pick that.
Not the month. No. Yes. So we know this is kind of crazy, and we appreciate any of you that are watching. So we wanted to do a little Mary Kay Q&A. And if you're watching live and you have questions, you're welcome to put them in the chat. But the reason why we did it was because we just feel like this is a great time to start a Mary Kay business, and we want to tell you a little bit about it. And if it's for you, great. If it's not, that's fine. Maybe you'll know someone who you think would be good. So Abby, do you want to tell us a little bit about how you started your Mary Kay business, or do you want me to go first?
I would love it if you went first, because you have a lot of more years than I do in the business.
I want to say that's a compliment. So
totally.
I'm going to go with it. Yes, I'm going to go with it. Okay, so when Mary Kay found me, it was 40 years ago, which blows my mind. And I tried the product, and I remember my cousin invited me over, and she goes, hey, my girlfriend's getting started with Mary Kay, and I really want to help her get started. Will you come? And I said, sure, I'll come, but I hate Mary Kay, and I'm not going to buy anything, which was so crazy. I had tried it. Whatever. So I go, I love everything. And my cousin introduces me, and she said, this is my cousin Beth, and she hates Mary Kay, and she's not going to buy anything. And this was this girl's fourth party. So, so she was still nervous. She was paying a babysitter, and here I am. So I paid for half, booked the party, and I kept asking about the 100% back because I thought for sure I was going to give it back because I'm cheap. And I thought I'll try it for 2 weeks and then I'll give it back to her. Well, I went home and I absolutely loved it. And so then I said, okay, I want to have a party and get this other half paid for free with hostess credit. And so she came, and no one came but my cousin. And then I loved everything. And then I booked another one, and no one came but one friend. So she said, can I tell you a little bit about this? And I said, yeah, you could tell me about it, but I'm sure I'd never do it because it's weird. And so after she went through the whole thing, I was like, I'm just going to try it. If I make money, great. If I don't make money, I don't care. I'll quit. I quit everything. And my cousin said, don't recruit her because she quits everything. And I wouldn't say that I quit everything. I just get bored, So the more I did it, the more I liked it, the more I did it. I remember telling my husband, I want to do this. And he was like, don't do it. It's a pyramid. My mom was like, don't do it. But then I just thought, I'm just going to try it, and I'll quit if I don't like it. And so here I am 40 years later, and I fell in love with two things I did not expect. One is I love helping women feel pretty, because I feel like when women feel pretty, they're nicer, and women have time for everybody else but themselves. And so I love that. And I feel like when women feel pretty, they're confident, and they don't focus on themselves. They focus on other people. And I also learned that I could change the life of myself and my family, spiritually, financially, and more confidence. You can't give confidence to people if you don't have any. And so that's my big takeaway. And now take it away, Abby.
I think it's so funny how we are so alike, but we are so opposite. Mm-hmm. Your story could not be further from mine. Mm-hmm. Your life right now could not be further from mine. Married, lots of kids, grandbabies, not married, dog, no family. But like family, but not like my own. I haven't created any people in my life yet. Yeah. So when Mary Kay found me, this is really funny. And I know none of you will believe me, but if you want to go stalk my Facebook, I did not wear makeup. I was living with my parents. I was working in human resources at FedEx full-time, loved my job. I graduated from Malone University with a degree in psychology. Hilarious story if you want to hear it. And I was kind of happy, but like I didn't really know anything else. My family worked in corporate America, so I thought I would work in corporate America my whole life. My friend invited me to this green eyes thing at Beth's house. I thought it was weird that we were going to a stranger's house. We pull in, she has a pink car. I was like, tomboy. I'm putting on chapstick in her driveway and my friend yells at me. She goes, "We're going to a Mary Kay party. You cannot put chapstick on." I didn't wear makeup. Like I just did it. I was completely intimidated by the whole thing. And it was just not something that I would have ever thought that I would get into. The only reason that I was open to it, well, two reasons. The only reason I was open to getting into it was because I was 26 and I didn't think it was cool to live with my parents, but I couldn't afford to move out. Even with my full-time corporate job, I could not afford to move out. I had other debt. My car payment was huge. So I couldn't move out. And I was like, "You're a loser." And so that's my main thing. And I didn't tell anybody this at the time, but I was like, my main thing in my head was, I'm going to join Mary Kay. I'm going to make enough money to pay off my car, and then I'll have enough money for rent. That's where my head was at. Mm-hmm. And, but then I've never heard that before. Oh yeah, that was totally, I can remember my car payment, and I could remember how much money I wanted to make at first in Mary Kay so that I could pay off that car. I was totally motivated by that. I didn't know you could get a free car in Mary Kay until I found that out. It's probably why I had a car in 10 months. When I first started. Anyways, so to go from tomboy to not wearing makeup to not owning a hair iron. Okay. Did not know how to do my hair, did not know how to dress. Dressing up was jeans and a hoodie and my nice tennis shoes. That was dressing up. I'm not kidding. Like my family to this day is like, "You really have had like this transformation." I'm like, I love it. I fell in love so quickly with learning how to feel pretty. I didn't know how to feel pretty. And learning how to do that for myself, number one, every single day I got to practice. And then I got to share it with other people. And there's nothing like it. You know this feeling. I know this feeling. It's part of the reason why I love my job now, because you feel pretty and then you feel so insecure about yourself. And if I can teach that, I taught it to myself. If I can teach that to somebody else, it's like crack. I want to do it every day, you know? Yeah. So I did not get into this to quit my full-time job, but I was able to. I did not get into this to buy a condo and move out. I mean, I did want to move out, but like it happened quicker than I thought. I'm coming up on my 10-year anniversary, and I never thought that I would be able to choose my schedule every day and be my own boss. And I'm obsessed more today with the lifestyle that Mary Kay gives me. And I'm so grateful that I also love what I get to do, because there's a lot of people that have a job that affords them a lifestyle, but they don't necessarily love their job. And I get both, and I'm super grateful. So.
Well said. Well said. I love stories. And, you know, that's one thing that I think that when you get into Mary Kay land, we hear lots of I stories, because everybody comes from a different place. Everybody comes for different reasons. And, but at the same time, we all benefit. It's just so great. So we were just kind of going through some normal questions, and I have a couple of consultants watching. And so if you have any questions that you hear from people, you're welcome to post them in the chat.
Or that you're wondering about.
Huh? Yeah.
If you have questions that you're wondering about, put them in the chat.
Yeah. And if you're watching
our top questions, we're just going to go over our top questions that we always hear, but that doesn't mean we can't answer yours if you have them. So
thank you. I think you took my word salad and made it into an actual sentence. I loved it. I love how we work together. So thank you so much for that. So the first question I feel like we always hear is, how much does it take? How much does it cost to get in? So do you want to take that one? You want me to take that one? Go.
Okay. So it doesn't cost as much as it used to when Beth and I joined.
That's true.
When I joined 10 years ago, it was about $100. Was it the same for you 40 years ago?
Yeah. It was it's like 85-ish. Yeah. So they've done a lot of different changes, but right now we are super excited to have
two different starter options for you. The first one is my personal favorite. That's our eStart. It's only $35 to start. You do get some samples. You do get a magazine so that you have some things, but it's primarily designed for you to be an online beauty consultant. So that $35 gets you the app that we run customer credit cards with. It also gets you the website that is branded from Mary Kay. So you don't have to manage the website. They do it for you. It's amazing. You just put your picture on there. It's awesome. And it gets you access to our consultant hub. We have this website that has everything you would ever want to know of how to do Mary Kay, from product ingredients all the way to how to get a car and all the things. So that's the $35 option. There's also the $90 option. Now that option comes with everything I just said, but it also comes with a really cute bag and full-size product that it's designed for you to use at your classes and parties and appointments and for yourself. So those are our two options, $35 or $90.
The cool thing I love about it too is that you sign up for the $35, and then if you want to do the $90, you have 2 weeks to decide. So, you can like get your foot into the shallow end of the pool and, do the 35, because it is 125 when you put them together, so the $90, it's not like, so you can do it all at once, 135, or you can do it at, 35 and then think about it, because I think a lot of times we just need to think about it a little bit longer, So, okay. So the next question that we have is, do you have quotas? So how much time does it take? And we don't have any quotas. And I think that's awesome because when you don't have quotas, you're not stressed about it. You don't have to like, oh my gosh, I have to meet my quota. Oh my gosh. You don't have to be stressed in your own mind, and you don't have to be stressed when you're meeting with people. And I love that. And some people just sign up to get their own product at cost. And, I have people that have signed up to get their own product at cost for themselves and their family. And then I have other people that have signed up to get it at cost, and then they end up building a business. So, I think a lot of times to me, it's like, if you can look at it like one step at a time, like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and sign up and see how it goes and take it from there step by step, because we're going to teach you step by step how to get this thing going. And so you have to decide, do I want to take the next step? Do I want to take the next step? And sometimes people don't even take the next step for like months, and then they kick it, and I've heard, when we've heard stories both ways, we've heard stories of people who never kick it, and we have stories of people who do. So I don't know where kick it came from, but yeah, so that happens all the time. So is there anything that you want to talk about?
I think it's really important to note that the only requirement in Mary Kay is to sign up. Mm-hmm. After that, you get to determine how much you invest. You get to determine how much money and time you invest. There are 0 quotas, and we mean that. Now, we get questions all the time, and I think it's important to go into this just a little bit of like, well, how do you, like, is there actives, blah, blah, blah. We can talk through that with you, because there is, obviously, but there's no quotas. There's literally no quotas. You can do as little or as much as you want.
Well said. So the third question that we came up with is, how much money can you make?
We get that all the time.
Yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's probably the number one reason that people start Mary Kay. Because, I mean, who doesn't need a little extra right now?
Extra. Yeah, it makes such a difference.
Eggs are $5.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very important question. And I love that. I think we both have different perspectives. Do you want to share yours first, Beth?
Sure. First of all, we make 50%. We buy it for $50. We sell it for $100. The difference is our profit. So we make 50% of everything that we sell on anything. It's a flat 50. Everybody makes 50, whether you've been in 40 years like me or whether you've been in 2 days, we all make 50%. I love that. And then now you do make commission when you build a team, and that's up to you. You don't have to build a team. People ask me all the time, do I have to build a team? No. But if you do decide to build a team, you're basically like her sister. You're like our big sister. And so we as directors would train your people. You're not responsible for training your people. We are. Plus the company, of course, has fabulous training online and in person, should you make yourself available for that. So it's not your job to train them at all. And I think that makes a really big difference. But then you're going to make commission off of every order she places to the company. But here's the significant part. You get a commission on your people's orders, your team's orders to the company, but it doesn't come out of her 50%. It comes out of the company's 50%. So the company is basically paying you to take care of her. And I love that, because you wouldn't want it if it came out of her 50%. You don't want that. And so I think that makes a huge difference. And in that way, we are not a pyramid, which to me is super, super significant. So, yeah, so that's how you can make 50% off your own sales. And then of course, you can make commission off your team. And
I think it's important too, to let you know that Mary Kay designed this company back in the early 60s. And at that time, she was very, very in the big belief of, I want my people to be able to make money without building a team.
Yeah.
So that's a common misconception, I think, about Mary Kay. You have to build a team to make money. No, you don't. And I also think it's important to note, and important for you to know, that in this country, Mary Kay has the highest paid sales force. We have 50% commission, whether you join today or, like Beth said, 40 years ago. It doesn't matter. 50% commission is huge. I don't know if you've tried. I've heard a lot of people have tried other things, other companies, and it's usually 20 or 30%. So 50% profit for your product sold is incredible.
And we have more women in our company that make over 50 and 100,000 a year than any other company in the United States. So if that's your goal, great. But if you just need, travel money, like, this is a perfect time to like set a goal for a vacation that you want to pay for. I love vacation. It's my favorite thing. So you break down how much it costs. We break down how much you have to sell. You break down how that's going to make that happen. And that's goal setting, which is awesome. A lot of people, are paying for their kids' athletic fees. Wow, that's a lot. And so, or shoes, or, or kids' field trips, or, or paying off a credit card, or, or like what you said, paying your car payment. It's not always $1 million that makes a big difference in your lifestyle. Lots of times you just need a couple $100 a month, to really ease the stress of your family budget or your personal budget. Okay. So are you ready to move on to question number 4? How much time does it take? Do you have to give up evenings and weekends?
We get this question so much.
We do, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll say this, this question I would have answered differently before COVID, because we worked so different before COVID. And is there a lot of people that still do in-person appointments in person? Yes, absolutely. Beth and I do. We probably are more online than we are in person, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But I do think the time conversation, at first, when we first started working online, I said it takes less time, but I don't really agree with that. I think it takes the same amount of time. And I think that you have to look at what time you have and the lifestyle that you have. So like, if you're like me and you have no kids and, you can just kind of do whatever you want, you can pick. But if you've got 4 kids and they're all home and, whatever, then you might be more leaning towards working online because yes, you're going to put in hours, but the hours are at home. You don't have to pay the babysitter and all of that. Now, if you're in a season of life like Beth was when you first started, she wanted to get out of her house. So I love that we have options now, because I'm not going to lie to you when I say I was not a fan of going to somebody else's house and putting on really cute clothes, and it made me nervous. It makes me nervous right now. You can probably tell that. I just felt like I was on stage, but Beth loves to work in person. So it is completely up to you how much time you put in and how you do it. But here's what I also want to say. When I get this question, I actually really, I think at the end of the day, if you need extra money or whatever reason you are starting to get another job or a side hustle like Mary Kay, you're going to have to, right now, $13 is minimum wage an hour. So if you need extra money, you're going to have to work as many hours as you need to work to get that, to have enough money to do whatever you want to do with it. And in my opinion, obviously I'm very biased towards what we do, but we don't make minimum wage here.
So, well, even if you're in a profession where if you pick up a shift, you're going to make a lot of money. You are, but it's a shift. Those shifts are long. I'm always surprised at that. But I do want to kind of elaborate, since I've been in for so long, the difference. I've seen so many different ways to work. At the end of the day, the number one thing you need to do is share Mary Kay in your circle of influence. So I've always said, work where you are. So when I first started, I had 2 small children. Barry was 2, Corey was 4 months. And so I worked with my cousins, or I worked with other moms. So the moms would play makeup and the kids would play toys. Like I would invite women over to my house, or I would go over to their house and the kids would play and the moms would play. Now I will tell you that they're only going to give you an hour, but you only need an hour. And we just play, here's some skincare or here's some color, and the kids would play, and it worked in my life. Or maybe we would even go to like McDonald's and I would bring product and you try it on the back of your hand, the kids are playing. So where you are, work where you are. Then when the kids got older and they went to school, I wanted to check out those moms to see if I wanted my kids playing with their kids. Then I would go to their house or they would come to my house, again, working around my kids. Then I made it my goal to at least give all the moms in the sports team that I was on, or the Sunday school class that they were in, or, Indian maidens, brownies, whatever. All of those moms were my territory. Now, I didn't push them. I didn't bug them, but I made sure that I was a Mary Kay ambassador to them. Have you ever tried Mary Kay? Would you like to try some samples? And I never bug people to buy it, but I do bug people to try it, because that's my job, is to get you to try it. And if you like it, great. If you don't like it, okay, let's talk about something else. But if you do it that way. And so now, and I used to think that there's no way you could create a relationship with someone online, but you really can. You can either do it through texting, you can do it through FaceTime. And that's been a real learning curve for me. So, but your reach, because we don't have any territories, I have customers now like in Kansas and Oklahoma and Colorado. And it was just because we did an online appointment. And so do I want to create a relationship with them? Yeah, but it's so easy. You could text them. And so, I text them at night, while my husband's watching TV. I don't need to pay attention that much. And so I'll text them, hey, I just want to touch base with you. How are you doing? How's that skincare working for you? How's that color work? Who does that? Who calls you and says, hey, I just went shopping for my birthday, and nobody calls me and says, hey, how those jeans fit? Did you wash them yet? Do they shrink up too much? Would you just die if somebody did that? And then they would say, well, that other top that you tried on is on sale now. That's what we do. And it's so fun. And I think that you have to get past, like, if they say no, so what? And give them permission to say no. I'm not interested. Okay, thanks for trying. I'll see you tomorrow at whatever. But if you can just think of yourself as an ambassador in your circle, I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling.
Well, I think the point that you're trying to make, and we're going to wrap up here in just a second. We have one more question.
Yeah, we're doing great.
I feel like the point that you're trying to make is it doesn't take as much time as you think, especially if you work where you are.
Yes.
Make it like, don't stress out about it. This is makeup and skincare. We're supposed to have fun. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. I remember even like we were on a bowling league, and every other week I had somebody that was new, or baby showers, bridal showers. You just mention Mary Kay and see what they say, and talk about makeup. All girls love to talk about makeup. All right, here's the last question that we have. What's the best way to be successful, Abby Jones?
My number one tip to be successful is to listen to the person that is training you and to actually do what they are recommending that you do. Mm-hmm. I come from, it's taken me, I've actually been in Mary Kay longer than I was at my corporate job, but it took me that long to kind of unlearn some things that we're just naturally taught in the corporate world. Mm-hmm. And the one thing in the corporate world that is so different than Mary Kay is that the person above you in the corporate world doesn't always know what your job is. And that was always hard for me, because my boss would tell me to do stuff, but he didn't know my job. He never did my job. And it's the exact opposite in Mary Kay. If the person that is telling you, your director, your recruiter, is telling you to do something, I've always done it. And it's helped me be very successful. So that's my number one tip. How do you be successful in Mary Kay? Listen and do the things that the person is telling you to do. And the thing that's different about Mary Kay than corporate as well is that the person that's telling you to do those things is obviously mutually bought in. She wants to see you succeed because she loves you and she cares about you. But if you succeed and you are hitting your goals, you're going to help her hit hers too. Mm-hmm. And it's not like she hasn't done your job. We all start at the same place. So I love that. I think that's the number one key to success, is just to do what the person is telling you to do.
Excellent advice.
My best years are when I don't think I'm right. I just listen.
What'd you say?
My best years in Mary Kay, like my most successful years, have been when I don't question and I just do what I'm told to do.
Good advice. I would say pretty much the same, a little bit of a twist. I would say only take advice from people who you trade places with. And I think that, you know, a lot of times, and I am an arguer. Like, I remember when the person that was mentoring me would tell me to do something and I would be like, that's so dumb. And so I would say, but she, and I'm so grateful that she was willing to answer my buts, you know? And so when she answered my buts, it made me like, you know, she helped me sell myself. And then I would try it and then it would work or it didn't work, but I could still go back to her and go, okay, this is what happened. And so then she would say, okay, now do this. And I would be like, okay, you know, and it got to the point where I would call her and I'd say, okay, I did this. And then she said, okay, did you ask her this? And I would go, no. So the next time I would call her, I'd say, okay, I did this. And then she would say, did you ask her this? And I said, yes, because I knew you were going to tell me that. So then I started. And so it's that mentoring, I think, that is so significant. And I think that I don't know, because I've never worked in corporate, but I remember hearing one of my friends who came from corporate say, questions are a sign of weakness in corporate. And in Mary Kay, questions are a sign of ambition.
Yeah.
Or there's a better word for that.
Willingness to learn.
Yeah. And so we love questions. And people always think that we get trained on makeup, which we do, and we get trained on skincare, which we do, but more significantly, we get trained on people. And I have used that in every area of my life, because when you can get good at people, you are a magnet to people. And I love people. And you learn how to give people grace, and then you learn how to give yourself grace. And what a wonderful way to live and work.
Well said. Well said. Well, I feel like that were the top 5 questions that we get.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any others that you want to private message us or put in the comments, we would love to answer them for you.
Mm-hmm.
We would also love to offer you a little surprise gift.
Yeah, I love this.
Do you have it right there? Because I have mine. If you don't, you do. So we are kind of famous. Mary Kay is kind of famous for this bag. It is called the Mary Kay roll-up bag. And it literally rolls up into that cute square. And we would love to offer that to you as a free gift if you decide within like 24 hours of seeing this video, asking some more questions if you have them, as a gift to you for making a decision. It's so cute. It's huge. This bag is huge. Look at it.
But it's not like too big, you know?
You what?
It's not like too big.
I know, but I love it because it fits all my stuff.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and they come
all of our beauty needs.
Zips. It hangs up. Mm-hmm. If somebody spills, it's all in one thing. That happens to me all the time. Mm-hmm. So we would love to give that to you if you would like to make that decision to get started with us, because it is still the new year and you might still be a little stressed about maybe money, or you don't have any friends at your job and you just need some really positive people around you. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of really fun events coming up. One is next month, and we're going on, like, when we go on Mary Kay trips, it's girl trip meets training meets sleepover, just like energy, like positive energy. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking for a new tribe, we would love to have you.
I love that, because it's a good tribe. Yeah, we talk about all kinds of stuff. Girl stuff. I love how Mary Kay celebrates girl, you know, like the idea of a pink Cadillac. You're like, that's weird. And I'm like, no, it's a celebration of girl. You can and Mary Kay, the lady herself, was like, you can still be a girl and still be successful. And you don't have to. And that's why she always liked us to wear skirts, because she said back in her day, she said, women put on pants and dressed like men and went to work. And she goes, you don't have to do that. A woman's seat at the table is a significant seat. So anyways, I hope that you found this helpful. And again, we would love to either, you know, answer your questions. You can text us, you can put them in the comments, or maybe you just really honestly want to have a cup of coffee one-on-one to answer your personal questions and see if it's right for you. And if it is, great. If it's not, that's okay too. You might know someone who you think would be good, and we would highly value anyone that you would recommend. But I'll tell you what, Mary Kay is set up for growth, both as a company and as our units. We have really gone through the trenches of the shift from live to virtual to a hybrid of both. And I think that we're really good mentors. I think we could really teach you some good stuff and support you and cry with you and celebrate the mountaintop with you. You know, all the things that girls need. All right, it's 10 o'clock. Well, maybe it's not 10 o'clock when you're watching this because you can watch this anytime, but we just wanted to keep you for 30 minutes. So we hope it's been 30 minutes well invested, and we very much appreciate your time.
Thank you all for spending the morning with us. Have a good day.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.